ask ChatGPT how to play bassoon, and more specifically, how to play the bassoon as a brand new beginner, getting completely set up. And if you're new here, my name is Dr. Natalie Law. I'm a professional bassoonist, so I do know something about bassoon. As ChatGPT gives me these responses, I'm going to evaluate how accurate and helpful they are, and if ChatGPT really can be used as a resource for learning an instrument like the bassoon. I asked ChatGPT, pretend you are my private bassoon teacher and you're giving me my very first lesson on bassoon. Welcome, I'm excited to get you started. The bassoon is a big, strange-looking instrument. That is accurate. But don't worry, we'll break it down step by step so you feel comfortable from the beginning. Awesome. All right, number 1, the setup. Reed first. Before we even touch the instrument, soak your reed in a cup of water for 2 to 3 minutes. It needs to soften and open up so it can vibrate properly. Never just play it dry. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to take my reed out here and soak it in my water cup. Now, before we move on here, so far we're pretty accurate. The language, it needs to soften and open up. Not the most accurate way to say that, but it's not hurting someone who wants to play. So I'm just going to let that alone. For the most part, we're good. Yeah, we need to soak the reed for a couple minutes before we start playing, completely in water. All right, instrument parts. The bassoon comes in pieces. The boot joint, the big U-shaped piece. Okay, let me look at my bassoon and see if there is a big U-shaped piece. I don't see a big U-shaped piece in my bassoon case, but I have to wonder if the big U-shaped piece is referring to this thing, the U-tube at the bottom. That is really the only U-shaped piece that I can think of on the bassoon. So we're somewhat there, but this could be very misleading because most people aren't going to know to take the boot cap off. The wing joint is the shorter joint with a curve. Last time I checked, this is the wing joint, and it does not have a curve in it. The only thing I'm thinking is maybe it's talking about the sort of concave area that the long joint fits in. I guess I could see that. You know, if you're a beginner and you don't know anything about bassoon, the part with the kind of curve in it, okay, I'll take it. The bell is the small top piece. Okay, yeah, that's pretty accurate. It's kind of the smallest piece, and it pretty clearly goes on top. And then the bocal, the thin metal tube where the reed goes. Yeah, okay, we're good so far. When assembling, be gentle and twist, don't shove. We'll put the boot on the floor first, then add the wing joint, long joint, bell, and finally the bocal. The reed only goes on once the instrument is safely together. That is all accurate. I wish there was a little bit more information about how to hold the joints as you're putting them together, but there's nothing inaccurate about that statement. So I'm going to go ahead and put my bassoon together so I can keep moving on with this lesson. Okay, step number 2, holding the bassoon. This is a heavy instrument. Yep. So you don't hold all its weight in your hands. You'll use either a seat strap hooked onto your chair or a neck strap / harness. For today, let's assume you're using a seat strap. Yes, just FYI, always recommend seat strap. Would not recommend playing with a harness or a neck strap unless you're standing. Often there's a hook or there's kind of a ring, or you might even have a cup that the boot joint of the bassoon sits in. And since ChatGPT didn't mention it, you always want to have your seat strap all the way to the edge of the chair, and the hook or the ring or the cup will sit off of the right side. I've got my bassoon sitting in my seat strap. Okay, left hand goes on the top, the wing joint. Sort of. Left hand actually kind of rests a bit against the long joint and then presses down on keys and tone holes on the wing joint, but it doesn't really go on the wing joint. The right hand goes on the bottom joint, long joint. That is wrong. The right hand does not touch the long joint when you're in your main position. Maybe I'll just use this as a teaching moment. The right hand goes right about here on 1, 2, 3, pinky, and then thumb over the B flat key. Embouchure, how your mouth goes on the reed. Good, okay. This part feels funny at first. It sure does. Say ooh with your lips. Ooh, ooh, okay. Place the reed only about 1/3 goes in your mouth. I'm not sure if ChatGPT is talking about 1/3 of the entire reed or 1/3 of the blade, which is the playable part of the reed. If it's the entire reed, then 1/3 is roughly accurate. If it's just the playable part of the reed, then that's really not accurate. But I'm going to assume it maybe means the entire reed, just to give ChatGPT the benefit of the doubt here. So your lips should wrap around the reed, but not squeeze. Think of them as a cushion, okay? Your teeth stay off the reed, your lips do all the work. True. Actually, I would say your air does all the work. But yes, the idea is the teeth stay off the reed. Try blowing gently. You should hear a crow-like buzzy sound just on the reed alone. Okay, so I'm gonna do my ooh. Okay, yeah, we came up with a little crow there. Not bad. Air support. Bassoon playing uses a lot of air. Take a full, low breath, like filling your stomach and ribs, then blow steadily. Imagine fogging up a window, but stronger and longer. That steady air is what makes the bassoon sound good. Let's try a very simple first note, F in the staff, also called middle F. I don't think I've heard it called middle F. I guess it's not entirely inaccurate, but I usually refer to it as whisper key F or open F. Left hand, first finger on the first key near the top of the wing joint. No, that's not right. So first key near the top of the wing joint. Well, the top of the wing joint would be one of these keys up here, and the whisper key is down here. So that's inaccurate. All other fingers off for now. Okay. Right hand, just rest it slightly, lightly, no keys pressed. Okay, place the reed, steady, air, and blow. Well, if I'm trying to take ChatGPT completely at face value, here's what it sounds like when I put my first finger on the first key near the top of the wing joint. That's not enough. Yeah, it's not even enough. Well, that's what would happen if you are following ChatGPT as your bassoon teacher. So if I was just practicing playing that F for the week, just for a few minutes every day, I would be going. I don't think that's going to help anybody if you use that fingering. ChatGPT asked if I wanted to move on to lesson 2, and I said yes. Let's move on to lesson 2 because why not? New notes to learn. We're going to add just 3 more, E, G, and A. These, along with your F, give you a nice little set to play with. E is the same as F, but add your left hand second finger. So it depends on what you define as second finger. Piano land, if you're a piano player, typically thumb is 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I could see, okay, second finger, this is the normal fingering, whisper key and this finger. But in bassoon land, because our thumbs are kind of doing their own thing, I tend to call your index finger your first finger, middle finger second, ring finger third, and then pinkies. So if you're not sure what to call your second finger, it might be a little tough. But let's just pretend I'm thinking in piano land. Okay, so I still have that top key on the wing joint on F, so it's not going to sound great. So here's what happens when I put my left hand second finger down. Just for reference, it should sound like. I mean, we're in the ballpark, but yeah, we're totally not off to a great start. But for G, same as F, but lift your left hand first finger, so no fingers down in the left hand. Yeah, this is completely wrong. No fingers down in the left hand. Well, actually for G, you're putting just about all of your fingers down. So yeah, I can't even do what they're saying because it won't even, it's not gonna work. Okay, but for A, same as G, but add your right hand first finger, pointer on the long joint. Yeah, but pro tip, always keep your fingers close to the keys even when they're not pressing. Okay. Thanks, ChatGPT. I don't think I can play any of these notes. Okay, there's some playing patterns. I don't think I can do these playing patterns because my bassoon sounds like. That's what I would sound like if I was really trying to follow these fingerings. So I think we're learning that you can't use ChatGPT for fingerings, but that's okay. That's why there's a lot of fingering charts out there. So I'm going to skip the playing patterns because I can't do them. Breathing exercise. Bassoonists need a lot of air. Here's a simple one. Taking a full breath for 4 counts. Hold your air for 4 counts. 2, 3, 4. Blow out a steady stream for 8 counts. I actually like this exercise. This is a good way to teach someone how to kind of regulate and control your breath. Being able to blow it out breathe in and blow out over steady counts. That's good practice for what it takes to breathe. So, okay, good job, ChatGPT. It gave me some homework for the week, which I would likely not be able to do. with those fingerings. So we're going to just move on. It asked me if I wanted to do lesson 3. So let's move on to lesson 3. This will be the final one because I think we're at a point where we really can't move too far, but let's just see what ChatGPT says. Oh, we're adding new notes. Great. Okay, let's see if these are accurate. We'll add D and B flat. So D, left hand, first, second, and third. Okay, I'm going to call thumb the first, and then second and third down, because that is D. That's the right fingering for D, if that's how you think about it. But again, if you're not sure what first, second, and third fingers are, you're going to be struggling. Now, right hand, first and second fingers down on the long joint, plus your left. Okay, so first finger does not mean thumb in ChatGPT language, because then it's saying plus your left hand thumb on the pancake key. Yeah, this isn't the fingering for D. This is what it sounds like if you try to do that. And this is D. That's not even a fingering. Okay, B flat is right below your A. Same as A, but add your right hand second finger. Okay. No, we can't. We can't do that because we didn't learn A correctly, and so I guess it would be. Here's A, and here's B flat. All right, off to an interesting start so far. And then it gives me my first real tune. A great starter is Hot Cross Buns. Okay, how did it have me do G? I don't even remember how it had me do G. Same as F, but lift your left hand first finger, so no fingers down. Okay, so nothing down in my left hand or right hand. Okay, so let's try to play Hot Cross Buns the way that ChatGPT wants it. An interesting rendition of Hot Cross Buns. We'll say that. It's ChatGPT's unique interpretation of Hot Cross Buns. So you might have already formed your opinion on whether ChatGPT can be a reliable resource to learn bassoon or not. But my straight up answer for that is no. Unfortunately, there are some good things in there. I mean, there was some accurate information, especially the stuff about breathing and air. That actually was a good exercise, and I didn't really have any issues with that. But when it came down to learning fingerings and kind of the more technical things on bassoon, as you saw, it definitely doesn't work. I mean, I really couldn't even imitate what it was asking me to do, and I'm a person who knows something about bassoon. So at the point in this recording, ChatGPT has not advanced enough to teach you bassoon. Maybe someday it will, and I can revisit it again at that point. Unfortunately, we have to stick with our old school methods of learning bassoon. And one of those old school ways, tried and true methods of learning bassoon, is to take lessons with a private teacher. If you're not already taking private lessons with someone, I highly recommend even just one lesson here or there can make a huge difference. There might be something holding you back in your playing and you have no idea what it is, or you think you have one issue but actually the cause of that issue is something entirely different, and that's what a teacher can help you with. It can diagnose exactly what's going on in your playing and get you up and running pretty quickly. If you're interested, I do teach online private Zoom lessons. I promise I'm a better teacher than ChatGPT, although that is a low bar. So I'll put a link down in the video description where you can sign up for that, and I'd love to work with you in a lesson and be a real life human resource for you. If this video was helpful, which I'm not sure I would call ChatGPT helpful, but if it was at least interesting, give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and comment down below any thoughts you have about asking ChatGPT to help you learn bassoon. I'm sure there's other questions that maybe you want to know if ChatGPT is accurate, and I can take a look and tell you if it is. I'll see you next time.